I cannot believe that Lord of the Rings was made in 2001. So this is my first time going through the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I get it, I am 20 years late. I feel like I met my birth parents for the first time. I'm gonna go through a full breakdown of characters and things that I love. Let me give you my notes from my first viewing. I love that the Baggins are the Giddle family in the Shire.
Before you came along, we Bagginses were very well thought of.
Do little jabs at them like, oh, they're the disturbers of the peace, but really what they want to say is they loud, they messy, stay away from them. Speaking of hobbits, for people that were characterized as like pacifists, they get busy. All four of them pull out the stick anytime there's any threat. And they go hard. Like Merry and Pip were on top of a cave troll, stabbing it in the head. Gandalf is mean.
Fool of a took.
Maybe because I know that actor from Harry Potter, or maybe just the general way that he looks. I thought he was like going to be a whimsical, sweet mentor to Frodo. But Gandalf don't take no shit. He's quick to check a bitch and be like, I don't know if you remember, but I'm him.
Do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks.
I get it, because sometimes they be testing his patience, especially the hobbits. They be playing dumb. I was a little angry that he told Pip to kill himself.
Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity.
But it did kind of lead to his death, so I feel it. Also want to point out that they call Gandalf a pothead, which is crazy. Where's Legolas while Aragorn and the crew is getting their ass whooped? Because he be leaving them fights pristine, making critical hits, but you know, he be by himself. I get that the elves are supposed to just be like watchers, but I feel like they can contribute more to this fight because it concerns them too. I need to learn more about the elves. Something about their lore feels very racist, especially since they're supposed to be these like beautiful beings, so much so that they glow. And they're all white. And speaking of all white, everybody is white. Like no one is white. No black hobbits, and not just black, just like people of color. Everybody in fantasy is white. Very sus. Not gonna hold you. There was so much walking in this film. Glad to see some of the shots. They're beautiful. Felt like they were calling me fat, like, hey, go out, touch grass. I'm gonna let the walking pass though, because the score itself makes it feel so epic. Seeing Ned Stark play Boromir totally reconceptualizes the way that people reacted to the first season of Game of Thrones for me. I already read the books, so the death of Ned Stark wasn't a surprise to me. And this is before Twitter was like ruining things. Imagine seeing that actor and him being a big name and really thinking like this is the main character of this entire series. And then seeing him die midway through season 1, what a shock that would be. Especially since I was shocked that he died in the first movie. Oh, Ned Stark's here. And then when he got clapped, he's coming back, right? And then they threw him off a waterfall. I love that first fight with Gandalf and Saruman, I think his name is. They were using magic, but it was still like a fist fight. There were no sparks or like any type of CGI that made it glow. And it still felt very brutal and personal. Really good. This was the first time that I saw men properly grieve after a fight. And I'm not talking about the violent way that men are typically shown to grieve, like punching a wall or something. They were like holding each other and crying. Just that beat taken after such a huge scene really resonated with me. I also went down a dark rabbit hole after I watched the movie, and I found out that most of the work is practical effects, including the sizing of the hobbits, which they do with like blocking. I'm embarrassed that I haven't seen it earlier. Anyway, I'm gonna expand on some of these points, but please tell me what you think of the first movie. And until next time, have a fantastic week, my friends.